G'day everyone. Well, the NFL season is upon us and I know everyone is geared up for it. I certainly am. There's no doubt the media has painted Tom Brady and the Bucs as the favourite to win this season. And to an extent, I think it's valid. The Bucs have Tom Brady. They have great weapons with AB, Evans, Gronk, Godwin, Rojo, playoff Lenny. And then on the defense, you got Shaq Barrett, you got Ndamukong Suh, JPP, Devin White, Levante. On top of all that, they have the experience of knowing they've won it all before, and they have the confidence to back it up. So I think they are the favourite, and deservedly so. However, I want to know who you think are the biggest threats to the Bucs winning it all this season.
And Jeff Saturday, I will start with you. I mean, the Buccaneers feel like a significant favorite in the NFC. Which team do you view as the biggest threat to Brady's Bucs this year in their conference?
The Green Bay Packers. Listen, I think everybody forgot because of all the drama that went on on the offseason of who Aaron Rodgers is. We ain't seen him on the field, folks. Don't forget how good this dude is and what he can do. Now add Randall Cobb and Amari Cooper in that arsenal of the run game that he can do, and one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. I understand Bakhtiari has to get back from that ACL. He's got to come back. It won't be right away. But this team legitimately will get better every week, and they have the best chance of knocking off the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, they almost did it last year without Bakhtiari. I like their chances. This is a team that's going overlooked because of all the drama that has happened preseason.
Yeah, they've been in the NFC Championship game back-to-back years. Jeff Darlington, who's the biggest threat to Tampa Tom in the NFC?
I also say Packers. And just to add to what Saturday is talking about here, I mean, it's kind of funny because the narrative that was following the Aaron Rodgers drama was that Rodgers was upset with the organization because they weren't getting the talent around him that he needed. They were making these decisions without going to him. This is a very talented team, and we should not let that narrative get in the way of understanding that this is absolutely a Super Bowl capable team. So absolutely, I could see the Bucs Packers in the playoffs being an epic showdown for the NFC. That would be awesome. I'd sign up for that right now.
The Buccaneers practiced indoors on Monday and spent time at the end of practice simulating crowd noise. They're going to have a full capacity Raymond James Stadium on Thursday night, something that these players have not seen in a very long time. In other good news, Ndamukong Suh came off the COVID list. He will be ready to go on Thursday night. And the lone question mark for this Buccaneers team when it comes to their starters would be safety Jordan Whitehead. He's been missing most of this preseason dealing with a hamstring injury and has not been able to practice. Mike Edwards would get the start in his place. Overall, this Bucs team has been incredibly healthy this preseason, and several players, including JPP, Mike Evans, Tom Brady, have said they're feeling better than they have in a long time. JPP told us on Monday, expect to see the JPP of 2010.
Who is the biggest threat to Tampa Bay in the NFC?
It's an excellent question. I think the Buccaneers go into this season as prohibitive a favorite in their respective conference as any team I can think of in a long time, because I think that the NFC is comparatively the JV. I think there were only maybe 2 or 3 teams. There are always surprises along the way, but reasonably, the list of teams that I could see winding up in the Super Bowl this year that would not floor me is like 4 deep. And one of them is the Rams. And so I'm going to say my answer to that is L.A. I think it's the Rams, the Packers, and then on the outside, I believe in the Washington football team. I think they will win their division going away. But even I have to acknowledge the likelihood here is that either Aaron Rodgers plays out of his mind and beats Tampa, or Matt Stafford does. Matthew Stafford is a fascinating person to me. We're going to finally get the truth. Matthew Stafford has been in the NFL for, 15 years? Close to that, 12 years, however many years it's been. And in that time, what we do not know is he a good quarterback who was just not able to lift this terrible franchise? Or is he a great quarterback that was just demolished by this terrible franchise? I'm not sure which one it is. We're going to get the answer. If the answer is that he's great, I actually think they're the biggest threat, and that's where I'm going to lay my bet. So Greeny's take on this is I believe the Los Angeles Rams, if everything goes right for them, are the biggest threat to Tampa Bay in the NFC.
The Rams are a tricky one for me. They could be the dark horse, or there could just be a ton of hype. I think Aaron Donald covers up a lot of their lackings, and Stafford is definitely a key factor this season. However, he's never won a playoff game. Granted, he was at the Lions, and he does have a great arm, and his touchdown to interception ratio is fair. I'm not going to say they're the biggest threat though, but right now they do look really good. Just quickly, I post a new Tom Brady video every day, so please like and subscribe to see more Tom Brady videos.
We talk about my top 5 Super Bowl contenders. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. Number 5 on the list. Give it to me right now. Bam! The Patriots. Why? Because they're in the AFC. I told you I got them winning the AFC East. I know what Patrick Mahomes does, even though Tennessee, Indy, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore are nothing to sneeze at. Remember, Patrick Mahomes outside of last year's Super Bowl, who gave him the most difficult time usually? It was Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. Pay attention to that right now. Path of least resistance, Marcus Spears. They win the AFC East. The road to prosperity might not be that steep because the AFC ain't the NFC. Let's go to number 4 on the list. Give it to me. The Rams. Bam! Why? Because of what we just talked about a little while ago. Y'all were listening, weren't y'all? Ain't Matthew Stafford the quarterback? Ain't Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp and those boys, ain't Sean Jackson there? Am I right about that? That defense, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, they're elite. They're big time. They're in the NFC West. They're going to be tried and tested. Sean McVay can coach. He's talking about Sean McVay pressure. I'm talking Matthew Stafford. What we're not talking about is that damn defense, because we ain't worried about the Rams defense. We know how real and legit they truly, truly are. And that Super Bowl that they lost a few years back, remember, they only scored 3 points, only gave up 13. The defense is legit. Make no mistake about it. They ain't top 3, though. Give me number 3, please, right here, please. Give it to me. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Why? Because he's a bad man. That's why, number 1. Number 2, Devontae Adams, last time I checked, one of the elite receivers in the game today. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he's there as well. You got what, Randy Cobb, he's back. I'm sorry. Cobb, he's back with those boys. That's a given. Aaron Jones is still your running back, so your offense is legit. Defense can be shaky at times, but they 13-3 back-to-back NFC Championship game appearances. How I'm going to leave them out of the top 3. Let's not be ridiculous here. They ain't number 2, though. We know who's number 2. Give it to me. This one right here, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Why? Because of Patrick Mahomes. Because of Travis Kelce, the best tight end in football, even though George Kittle might give him a run for his money. Of course, Tyreek Hill and the crew, McCole Hardman. I'm a fan of that, brother. The offense is going to be lethal. It's going to be legit. And Patrick Mahomes is going to be on his revenge tour. He's going to smoke everybody, maybe until he runs in to Tom Brady and the boys. And at the end of the day, the Chiefs are the team to beat, at least in the AFC. We can't deny that. And in the AFC West, the Chargers ain't ready. The Raiders ain't ready. The Denver Broncos damn sure ain't ready. So we got to look at it from that perspective. They ain't number 1 now. We know who number 1 is. It's the reigning, defending Super Bowl champion, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, returning all 22 starters, all of them. So you've got veteran leadership, you've got seasoned professionals, you got champions who are playing together, and guess what nobody has brought up? We brought up Antonio Brown, but we haven't really brought him up. We forgot that Antonio Brown, when the drama ain't going on off the field, the brother is universally recognized as one of the top 2 receivers in the game of football. And we consistently, Marcus, bring up, okay? You bring up Chris Godwin. We bring up Mike Evans. Tell me one time in Antonio Brown's career when he's healthy and on the field that anyone has ever said that they're better than him. And those brothers can play.
That's true.
And so you got them with Antonio Brown, Gronk coming back. Excuse me. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers with that defense as well, and how we saw them maul Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, they're the number 1 team right now.
So I agree. That's 2 votes for the Packers. Who do you think is the biggest threat to Tampa?
Yeah, for us not to agree fully, I think it's the Los Angeles Rams. And I think it's because it has to be. I believe Sean McVay is under the most pressure.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He's top 3 most pressure in the NFL. Because if you think about the history of the Los Angeles Rams and the moves that they've made to get a Jalen Ramsey, to lock up Aaron Donald. You
Yeah.
got rid of Jared Goff because he couldn't go beyond your play calling and do the things you needed to do that you felt like could win a Super Bowl. And then you signed Sony Michel. The Akers injury had me really worried about where this team could go. I think Sony Michel is a great piece for the Los Angeles Rams. I think he needed a change of scenery, and he needed to be in a zone scheme run game. So I got Matthew Stafford in the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, I love that. The combination of McVay and Stafford, I think, will be fascinating to watch. He clearly will be one of the X factors.
Before I give my list of biggest threats to Tom Brady and the Bucs this season, I want to mention that Mac Jones looks really good right now. And as much as I love watching Cam play, I think Belichick made the right decision going with Mac. All right, let's get into it. So my list for the biggest threat to Tom Brady and the Bucs. At number 4, I got the Rams. Like Greeny said earlier, Stafford is the key here. He has wide receivers that he can throw to. However, it is his first year there. He is in a new system. He's never won a playoff game. It'll be a big ask for him to beat the likes of Russell Wilson and Aaron, even with the great Aaron Donald there. The Rams will win or fall based on whether Stafford can play to his potential. Sean McVay is a great coach, and he'll be a steadying hand for Stafford to lean on. At number 3, I've got the Green Bay Packers. Yes, there's been a lot of problems in the offseason, but I think it may have helped them. If they handled it right, they could change that turmoil into a blessing in disguise. Use it to wash away a lot of the bad blood, air out the misunderstandings and grievances, and drive them together. Don't forget, Aaron Rodgers is still a top 3 quarterback. And now that they've got Randall Cobb back, they're going to do great things because those two have great chemistry together. No doubt Rodgers is out to prove a point this season. At number 2, I've got the Titans. They've got the 2021 Offensive Player of the Year in Derrick Henry, who's just a wrecking ball every time he runs. Tannehill's got some sick receivers to throw to this season with A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. I don't think Julio is past his prime. He's a freak athlete who can get deep and make plays. And also the Titans have Mike Vrabel. I just like Mike. I don't know what it is. I just like the guy. Maybe it's because he's good mates with Brady. He's a straight shooter. He's a winner. And at number 1, I'm picking what everyone else is picking as the biggest threat to the Bucs, the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes, in my books, is the second best quarterback in the league, behind Brady, of course. He can make plays anywhere on the field. He's coming back from a humiliating loss, and he would be wanting absolute vengeance for what the Bucs did to him in Super Bowl 55. Likewise, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Honey Badger, Chris Jones, they're all wanting to get rid of that bitter taste of losing. The Chiefs also brought in Joe Tooney with that 5-year, $80 million deal. This gives Mahomes a lot more protection, and that's my top 4 biggest threats. What do you guys think are the top 4 biggest threats to the Bucs winning it all this season?
Last year we learned, if you want to win a Super Bowl, just go get yourself a goat. And we got the GOAT, and we won the Super Bowl. And I'm excited for it because, I can tell you, last year's Super Bowl, it was exciting to win. Look, I was a Bucs fan when they wore the orange uniforms, and they would lose most of the games growing up. So it's been a long ride for me, and I know many fans in the Tampa Bay area. In fact, when you would go in the 80s, if you'd go to a game, there'd be more fans for the opposing team than there would be for the Bucs back then.
That's it for this video. I post a new Tom Brady video every day, so please like and subscribe. That way you'll always have a new Tom Brady video to watch every single day. Thanks for watching.